What's up, guys? Welcome to the Trout Wrangler podcast. I am your host, Ryan Garrity. Today it is April 4th at 6:03 p.m. and we got two guests today. I'll let you guys introduce yourselves real quick.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having us on. I'm Cameron Leonard Potter. Some people call me by my middle name, Leonard or Lenny. I've been fishing and drawing my whole life. I'm much better artist than I am angler. Um, and yeah, we're excited to sit down and talk to you today.
Perfect, man.
Yep, I am Mike Richards,
Mike?
based out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Great.
Am I cutting out? Am I good?
Nah, you're all good.
Seem to be better
Got you
now.
now.
All right, cool.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm Mike Richards, based out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and I am the co-owner of Riverside Wranglers.
Hell yeah. So, at what age did you guys start fishing, and when did you guys decide to dive headfirst into doing it on a fly?
I'm trying to think. I kind of started fishing with my dad and like my high school buddies, in and around like the high school age. I feel like that's when I started to like have the most interest in it. My parents have a pond, and they're like subdivision, so I think that's kind of like what sparked the interest. Because as a kid, there really wasn't a whole lot to do other than Grand Theft Auto and riding your bikes. Because everyone's a BMX and skateboard legend back in those days, and then a little bit of fishing.
Oh, yeah. Dude,
So yeah, that's how I got into it. Or just like fishing in general.
Oh, yeah.
I fished for many years before getting into fly fishing. Mike can talk more about getting into fly fishing because I kind of got into it mainly because he was into it, and was talking, real highly about it and how much fun it was and all the different avenues it was taking him down that sounded interesting. Before I kind of piggybacked and got all excited, all hot and heavy into fly fishing from there.
Yeah, man. I've been traditional fishing pretty much my whole life. My dad had a boat growing up. We didn't fish much off of that, but every summer we'd spend pretty much all week down the Ohio River up in Pittsburgh, just, fishing. When we were younger, there wasn't much fishing. It was more causing a ruckus and throwing stuff in the water and having a good time. But it wasn't until probably 4 years ago, my grandfather passed away and he left me all kinds of fly rods. At that point in time, I was getting more serious into fishing as a whole, and I was either going to go down the bait cast route or pick up the fly rod. And I figured it was my sign. I just kind of inherited all kinds of rods and reels and stuff I didn't know what it was. So I jumped in and been doing that ever since. I'm kind of a fair weathered fisherman, so I told myself if I pick up this fly rod, that's all I'm gonna do because I'm the type of person to get skunked and then go grab my spinning reel and throw a wacky rig and catch 8 bass. So I haven't actually touched a traditional open faced bait cast or anything for 4 years. So I definitely dove in head first once I got my first rig set up. What about you? How long you been fly fishing?
Dude, so I've been fly fishing like on and off for probably shit. I probably better have eighth grade to up until now. I used to be on the ECU bass fishing team, and
Oh, hell yeah.
so I fished all through high school, all through college, and on the off seasons I was fly fishing. But then
Yeah.
bass season would come around, and I'd be right back to that, and the fly rods would start collecting dust. That kind
Yep.
of like rotated for years up until last year. All of my bass fishing stuff, all my rods got stolen out of my truck in my apartment. And I was sitting there, I was like, do I replace all of these? Like, I'm getting ready to sell my boat. Like, do I replace them all and just keep bass fishing in ponds and shit, or do I just keep fly fishing? And finally I was like, you know what, I really don't want to spend that time going through and replacing all those rods. So I was like, fuck it. I was like, I'm done. I'm like, I got 3 bass rods left, and they sit in the corner of my closet. I haven't touched a bait caster or spinning rod in like 2 years.
Yeah.
But yeah, I started bass
Yeah.
fishing, but I think that's like a big trend to people around here in Charlotte, especially. So like, oh yeah, man, like I used to hop around ponds bass fishing, and then they're like, you know what? I went out and bought a fly rod, and I was like, I was catching panfish and shit on a fly, and I was like, I thought it was pretty good, and
Yep.
kept with it. That's kind of how
Yeah.
I started.
I feel like there
That's
needs to be like a
actually
time,
what
like
I.
for anybody that wants to fly fish. I feel like there kind of needs to be. Are you crossing over?
Yeah.
I thought
Oh,
it
go
kind
ahead,
of
Mike.
was.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say. I feel like anybody that kind of gets into fly fishing that comes from like the traditional spinning reel fishing background, I feel like there kind of needs to be a time in their like fishing career where you are like, all right, no matter what, I'm putting this rod down and just using the fly rod until I can actually like kind of learn the ropes. Because I'm the same way. I mean, I would bring a spinning reel with me and like try the fly rod for like 45 minutes, an hour. Usually get skunked and then pick up that other rod and catch one or two so I could at least drive home happy. But I needed to like stop doing that and be like, all right, well, I'm not going to leave the pond. Maybe I'll catch fish, maybe I won't, but I'm just going to kind of focus on using this type of rod.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
For
that
sure. I
that's
mean,
a do like. Oh my bad.
yeah, you're good, brother. It's like you use that spinning reel, which you
Shit.
know is a crutch. You know
I
what I mean?
fucking hate when I do
Always.
that.
But you good?
Yeah. Mike,
Yep.
you got that Timu Wi-Fi.
Yeah, dude. I'm not. Just so you know,
I can't hear
I'm
you.
not even home. I'm in New Jersey. I
Oh
have a
no.
wedding.
It's
I'm going to. So like, I don't know what the hell is going on. That's my apologies.
Nah, you all good. We'll get through it. I got my
Did
dog in the
my shit just cut
background.
out completely?
for a second. You seem to be back for the most part now,
Yeah, you
though.
seem to be
I'm
back.
back, so I should start talking now while you can hear me. Um, but yeah, like I would use that spinning reel as a crutch and just like go back to it once I got skunked on the fly rod. So I just didn't even let that happen. But me personally, I mean, I don't even fish for trout much. I'm actually missing opening day in PA, which is tomorrow for this wedding. But I predominantly chase bass on the fly rod, bass, crappie, stuff like that.
Dude,
Yeah,
that's
same here.
that's all fun stuff. Dude, you chase striper on a fly much?
So I have attempted. I have not been successful.
Dude, it's tough. Dude, like you just got to get
Yeah.
around a shitload of them, and like you see those big guys up in New England and stuff, and they're just like wolf packs a striper, and you
Yeah,
throw like a Clouser minnow in the middle of them, and they get all fired up and freaking kill it. But
for sure.
I think what Cam was saying, dude, is I think every kid in Charlotte starts like pond hopping.
Mhm.
Everybody's pond has like their subdivision has a pond, and it's
Mhm.
like I've been kicked out of
Hmm.
more subdivisions than than anything. There's
Yeah,
one.
and
There's
it gets a
one.
little bit more awkward as you get older, getting kicked out of neighborhood
Oh
ponds.
yeah.
Like, you're a grown ass adult. You gotta go somewhere else.
Yeah, dude. It's always the funniest is when it's like there's a bunch of like 10-year-olds with like GoPros and Guggen bait rods like strapped. They've got GoPros strapped to their chest, Guggen bait rods, and
They're ready.
they're ready to go. And it's like a cop pulls up and it's literally like me, 28 years old, and like a bunch of 9-year-olds fishing a pond. And it's like, dude, what the hell's going on here? Like this is a little bit suspicious. And I'm like, nah, dude, I'm just out here fishing. Not weird.
Yeah,
I don't even know these
Yeah,
kids. I haven't said 2 words to them.
the Guggen
yeah.
squad
You're a
just
little
showed
old to
up,
be
man.
wearing
I
open.
was here before them.
Yeah, dude, it's like they just showed up. They had like loud boomsticks, and it's a big parade.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Those kids are killing it nowadays, though, man.
Dude, they
Every
are.
time I go anywhere, they're everywhere and in their Crocs and high socks, murdering me, catching way more than I am,
Oh yeah.
than I ever did. I mean, I'll go down to like here in Charlotte, like Park Road Park and like Freedom Park. and there's always a ton of kids just ripping them. Yeah, exactly like you're saying with the GoPro mounts. I mean,
Oh yeah.
part of me wants to go ask, ask them, how the hell are you guys doing this? Because I can't even find any damn fishes. Shit.
See, I'm
They're
in a
probably
rare different position than you guys. Up here, I'm fortunate because I'm the only moron fly fishing at these park ponds. So I have like that element of surprise. Those fish are way over pressured. They see some stupid thing I'm throwing, and I'm reeling in more bass than anybody is on a traditional rod or a bait caster.
that's pretty
But
good
that's
though,
just
dude.
because I'm lucky.
I feel like there's some ponds around Charlotte that are like that. They're like there's one
Mhm.
down in Union County called Arrow Plantation. I've been getting kicked out of there since I was like 14 years old. And you walk in there with a fly rod, those fish see more wacky rig Senkos or
Yeah,
more like Texas rig Senkos in 1,000 years than any fish. Or they see more wacky rig or Texas rig Senkos than any fish on any lake probably. Dude, I
yeah,
pull up there. I got like a fly rod. Somebody's like, "Oh, what are you throwing? That rod doesn't look. That rod looks different." I'm like, "I'm throwing a fly." I'm like, "What are you throwing?" Texas rig Senko. Every
yep,
time, never fails. Texas rig Senko. I'm like, dude, those fish had to have. They're probably like, oh yeah, not eating it. But you start throwing a fly in that pond, dude. They won't even. They'll sit there and tear it to shreds. Dude, like
yeah,
I've
Yeah.
had flies fall apart. They've been eating it so good. Like especially in like the brim spawn. They get on those brim
Mhm.
beds and they'll. I've caught 60 just hopping around the brim beds out there when I was like 14 before I even
yeah,
knew a damn thing about fly fishing. Popper fly,
Yeah.
they're coming out of the water to eat it because they're just like, dude, what the hell is that? I think
Yeah,
that
they're
yep,
doing backflips.
yeah, dude, they're essentially doing backflips.
Yeah, I feel like my experience has been kind of somewhere in the middle with that. Like, you have your overpressured city ponds that are, like you said, getting absolutely smashed with, wacky rigs and sinkos and stuff, and you're kind of real, normal spinning reel tackle that whenever you do throw a fly, it's something completely new, and they do smash it.
Yeah,
And then other times, I feel like the given the park or something, the fish can be so overpressured that they don't even care that it's a fly and it's something different and new. It's just already ruined.
yeah,
And that's somewhere I don't really know much. I don't know shit, and I never have. Um, but I don't know if sometimes it is overpressured or I don't know. But yeah, what I'm trying to say is my experience has definitely been in the middle of like kind of what Mike's saying and kind of like what you're saying. But
I
I don't
feel
know.
like especially in urban ponds and stuff like that, it's very hit or miss. Like I
It's
think
hard to nail down what the issue is.
yeah, I think fish brain is a huge issue, dude. Where
Mhm.
it's
yep,
like all those ponds that used to be like super like sleepers. I call them
Mhm.
sleeper ponds where nobody knew about them. And then you got one guy that goes out there, stumbles upon it on like Google Earth, and they're
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I'm gonna go out here and try and fish." They stumble upon it, they catch a bunch of fish, they start posting on Fish Brain. That pond is just getting it's like a $2 hooker. It's just getting absolutely
yep,
ran through, dude. And that dude,
yeah,
like fish brains, like that. I think that's gonna be the demise of like having a honey hole.
Yeah.
for
For
sure.
sure.
I have a couple honey holes at home that like I'm not adding shit on fish brain. I'm not posting any pictures of these fish. Nobody's finding this unless I tell you or you come with me. Period.
Yeah, I think that's another thing too. Is like the unwritten rule about all right, I got a honey hole. It's like there's an unwritten rule there that I don't think a lot of people know. It's like if
Yep.
I bring you there, it's like you either ask, "Can I go here and fish?" and you're alone, or it's like you're with me and you're like, "All right, let's go fish this and beat them up." And it's
Yeah.
like, dude, it's like I had a couple buddies that it's like I showed them a couple of honey holes, and it's like now. you go there and you see like 10 people on there. And it's
Yep.
like
Yeah.
I literally have only seen one person out there prior to when I brought this guy. And then it's like I'm out there and there's 10 people out there. I'm like, what's going on here? It's like literally it goes from one person to another person. It goes from that person to another. Same thing with duck hunting spots and stuff like that. It's
Yeah.
loose lips sink ships is what I always said.
For sure, man. 100%. Yeah, you're right though. Like the I don't even know what to call it. Like the camaraderie of that is like gone. Like you said,
Oh
you could
yeah,
take
dude.
someone there, and
Yeah.
it's something that like I remember, which was funny. I took one of my buddies to a hole, and then I hit him up. I was like, "Yo, you want to go fishing like this weekend?" He's like, "Nah, like I went fishing yesterday." I was like, "Oh, cool, man. Like, what'd you catch?" And he sends me the picture. I'm like, "That's that's my spot, dude. What the hell? You know what I mean? Like that shit's gone for sure."
Dude, yeah, that's gone.
You recognize the
Dude, like
rocks
I made a
and the shore.
mistake. Yep, I made a mistake. Dude, like I'll be honest, like there's some of these kids that are really nice about it, and then there are other kids that are just like, all right, this dude told me a good spot on like when I used to bass fish. I'd go out, I'd take like younger, like high school kids to fish tournaments and stuff like that because, like, they're like fiending like a crackhead in Uptown Charlotte for a cigarette, and they're sitting there like, I want to go fish a tournament, I want to go fish a tournament. I used to boat captain the kids, so I bring them, and then it's like you bring them to spots where you fish in like legit tournaments where it's like I got a couple $100 on the line or something like that. And it's like they go out and buy a boat their senior year of high school when they get their license and they're legal to drive a boat. They're the first ones you see on those spots that you brought them to when
Yep.
they were like 18 years old or 16 years old. I'm like, well, I was like, that's that dock that I caught that 6 pounder on when we were fishing a tournament when that kid was 16. And it's like, oh,
Yep.
well, there goes that spot. There's dude that
Congrats.
literal like thing about the like you were saying, it's dude, that's gone. It's completely gone, which is horrible
Yeah.
because it's like, dude, there's not going to be any honey holes left by the time like we have kids and stuff like that. It's like, where are we going to fish? It's like, especially in
Unless
Charlotte
we're
with the way it's
renting,
growing.
yeah, unless we're renting the machinery to dig the hole to make the pond, they're gonna be far and few
Yeah,
between.
exactly. I mean, we all invest in like a mini X, and we just dig out our own ponds and just pre-stock them
Hell
and
yeah.
shit. Make the fucking sickest little honey hole for kids. That'd be sick. But like, dude, yeah,
Yeah.
it's nuts how that happens. But what gave you guys the idea to start Riverside Wranglers?
Mike, you want to take it away? Or I can. I don't
Yeah,
care.
man. I mean, Cam and I, we've known each other since we were, I don't even know how old, super young. Cam grew up in Pittsburgh, moved to Charlotte, probably what, middle school, elementary school age. But we've
Yeah.
always had the common activity, hobby of like doing graffiti and drawing. So, you know, once they moved down to Charlotte, I would fly down every summer, every winter, and we would just kind of go nutty.
Yeah, there he is. Let's see.
Is he actually back?
Yeah, let's see.
All right, let's go.
I don't know. Am I?
You seem perfect now.
All right, give it time.
Do something quick. Bah, bah.
Oh,
Let's see.
oh.
Okay, yeah, it's back.
Is it?
Yeah, you're good.
All right.
Here we
Sorry about that,
go.
boys.
Oh, it's
There
all
you go.
good. All
Me
right.
and Ryan were just checking some local ticket prices.
Yeah.
Getting mad about looking at the things that we can't do because fucking everything's so expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's trying to wrap up the podcast so he can go fist bump at Karma.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh fuck. All right, let's see. Where were we at? Oh, well,
Mike was talking about how we got started with Riverside Wranglers, I think.
yeah, that's what we were doing.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna restart because I don't know what the hell you guys even heard. But Cam and I, we've been into art, drawing, and graffiti pretty much all of our lives. And we've probably been consistent with drawing and stuff more than anything else. I've dropped out of fishing, got back into fishing, but drawing's always been something that we've done. And we kind of translated what we were doing in graffiti to what our interests are now, and we're making hats, shirts, posters, and everything else.
Yeah, I think like another thing that was so attractive about fly fishing for the two of us was like how many kind of like itches fly fishing scratched for us. Because like with fly fishing, depending on how much you dive into it, I mean, you can really dive into quite a few alleys. Like scratching the creative itch with tying flies and following patterns that you watch online to completely just wasting materials and just being like, you know what, this kind of looks like something that I used to throw on a conventional rod. Uh, Let me give it a go. And so that creativity of fly fishing was always awesome. Um, I think the adventurousness. I don't know what the word is, but the adventure side of fly fishing is certainly scratches an itch for us. Um, the uh, process or routine of searching for fishing spots is a lot like searching for spots to spray paint. That's it's pretty hand in hand.
Yep.
Um, so it was always cool to find something online and park your car somewhere sketchy and just walk up and down somewhere where you really probably don't belong and try to find somewhere cool to fish or try to find some deep water that you think would be possibly produce some fish. So I think that's two. um yeah, it's like creativeness, adventure side, and then yeah, just fishing. I mean, Mike and I have always loved fishing, so it's kind of seemed like an addition, like an add-on to fishing. Like, oh, you guys already like this, but you're involved scratching these itches elsewhere, but you can actually kind of combine them all under one hobby. And like another one is photography. Mike and I aren't photographers.
I'm not either.
We're not too. Neither one of us really know what we're doing. But it's cool. But like my girlfriend likes to take a lot of pictures, so it's awesome for her to come along, and she can kind of be involved and take pictures and kind of scratch that itch, creative itch of her own. Um, and just because the three of us don't take any pictures, there's a huge side of photography to fly fishing, which as we all
Dude,
know, and it's
it's
crazy and it's
it's
awesome.
massive.
It's awesome. And I think,
My
to have one hobby or one activity have so much added on and that is genuinely a part of it. Even like the fine art. I mean, there's so many great fine artists, like Paul Puckett out of Charleston, South Carolina. There's so many avenues and break off points with fly fishing that it was kind of hard for Mike and I not to be interested in it and kind of dive into it.
I forgot. I didn't even know Paul Puckett was from Charleston.
Yeah, I don't think he's from Charleston. I've only met him briefly once, but he's been like the biggest inspiration to me. He's an
He's
awesome
got
guy.
some unbelievable art.
Yeah, he's cool. And when I go off on tangents, so
Oh, I do too.
please stop me if I'm talking too much. But I went to college at College of Charleston down in South Carolina, and when I was a student there, he was just opening up a brand called Flood Tide Co. So he was making these like really cool prints and stuff, and he was like selling like kind of smaller kind of prints, kind of like how Mike and I do, with like funny scenes. It'd be like famous scenes from movies, but instead of holding, insert whatever the scene was, they'd be holding a fish instead of a gun or something like that. And I think that kind of playfulness of fly fishing, or just playfulness of fishing and art, was definitely like the biggest inspiration to me. Because so much wildlife art is fine art. You don't really see a whole lot of fish smoking Marlboro Reds and whatnot.
We
So
need to see more of that.
yeah. So I think seeing art being relayed in a lighter light and stuff like that was definitely cool. I've been talking now for like 5 minutes. I don't remember
Nah, you're all good.
what I was even really talking about to begin with.
Dude, and I think that thing with the like the whole thing, fish smoking Marlboro Reds, is like, dude, I think something like fly fishing needs character. It's like it's not the champagne and suit and tie club. It's like, you know what? Some people don't want to drink champagne after fly fishing. They want to crack a bush light whenever they get going in the morning. You know, it's like
Yeah.
I still that's part I think I'll say, dude. I mean, fly fishing doesn't really have enough of that. It's like, you see a lot of people being like, fly fishing's such a rich man's game, like shit like that. I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
It really isn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think shortly after diving headfirst into fly fishing, I kind of found out that truth. You really don't have to be some rich guy with a whole lot of time on your hands uh, to get into fly fishing.
Mm-mm.
You don't really need much at all.
Literally like a $60 combo and a couple fucking sandworm worms.
Yep.
Dude, I still use, talk all the shit you want. I get it. But I still use the good old fashioned squirmy worm. And I'll tell you, when I creek fish, I use the same. I think it was probably like a $90, $100 Amazon setup. Uh, uh, Mike and I actually started off the same using the same rod,
Yep.
which I believe the company is Wild Water off Amazon. They give you the fly reel, fly rod, some box and some flies for like $99 and some nippers. And I mean, outside of probably losing all those flies in, probably 20 minutes, I still use it. I mean, I don't use fancy shit. I've collected stuff over the years, but you don't really need a lot to get
No,
if you have an
not at all.
interest in it at all.
Exactly.
I
Dude, and it's like, what makes me go crazy is Able Reels. You ever seen that thing? You're gonna go and pay $1,500 for a reel that's gonna sit in a fucking case.
Oh, to go
You're
on my
like,
bookshelf for sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
right? It's
Yeah.
like, look at this Able Reel I got. It's like I paid an arm and both of my testicles for it.
Yeah.
And it's like, you ever gonna use that thing though? Oh no.
Fuck.
I'm like, I understand it like is a collector's item, but it's like, who in their right mind is gonna walk into a fly shop and be like, yeah, let me get that reel right there, and I'm not even gonna touch it. It's like, if I'm going and buying something, it's gonna get absolutely abused.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, dude, why would I go and buy an Able for all that money just to go and toss it down in the Davidson River? And it's like, that's why I buy my shit, is so I can throw it. I can throw it against my door right now, and it's gonna break the door before the reel breaks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
But
I think you're right though. Like that's kind of something that Camp and I we've always focused on in our art was like shit that we thought was funny. And like you
yeah,
guys were saying, fly fishing doesn't have enough of that. So we kind of are inching our way in with hopefully people who think the same shit's funny, you know?
Mhm.
yeah, dude. It is, dude, and it's like, every like you got the purists that are like, oh, it's not funny. You got a trout smoking a J,
Yeah.
and there's always somebody out there that's gonna be like, that's fucking awesome. Give me like 10 of them.
Yeah, for sure.
It's crazy because it's like we were saying a second ago. There's not enough of that, and it's like, I get people that message me on Instagram and they're like, oh, yada yada yada, you shouldn't be doing your podcast like this. I'm like, you know what, dude? Fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm going to do it how I want. And if people think it's funny, then okay.
Yep.
I was like,
Do you actually get comments like that? People
I've had
say-
one guy DM me. He's like, you curse too much in your podcast. And I literally just wrote back. I was like, thanks, guy. I was like, thanks, noted.
Oh my god! Don't even.
And it was a dude. It was a dude I knew too. He's like, hey, just like he was our age, and I'm like, dude, all right, guys, like, cool. You're fucking 60 years old. It's like, you know what? It's like, if that's the worst thing you hear, then you know what? It's like, go experience the world, my man. Like, come on.
You'll have that on those bigger jobs.
Yeah, dude, you had that on them big jobs. But yeah, dude, and it's like, it's nuts because there's so much worse
Yeah.
out
Yeah.
on the internet right now than it's like you can go and comment on and hate on somebody and be like, oh yeah. It's like, you know what? You got that girl out there that's going around spring break in Cancun. You know exactly Bonnie Blue, dude. It's like you want to hate on me for dropping the F-bomb twice in a podcast,
On a
but you'll
fishing
probably love
podcast.
that shit. Yeah, in a fishing podcast at that. It's like, you know what? Go worry about Bonnie Blue.
Yeah.
I won't. I focus on fishing. It's like, but if you want to go and run somebody's name through the mud, do it to her, because that's borderline prostitution.
Well, I'm willing. I'm willing to go out on a limb here and say that guy making that comment isn't so worried about Bonnie Blue because he's in one of those masks, standing barefoot in line in Cancun, ready to go in there and handle that. That's why that's not on the top of his bookmarks.
Probably.
And you, Ryan, damn it, boy, damn it, boy.
Hey, at least I'm not waking up with an itch down there, bro.
Yep.
Hey, some of these creeks around Charlotte, though, they'll have you confused.
Oh,
Because,
dude,
they're pretty dirty.
down there in Chantilly Park, dude. They got that Section 8 housing back there. And I'm like, bro, what is rolling through this creek right now? Like somebody's dang throwaway Glock 9 with the dang serial number scratched off goes by your feet. You're like, hey,
Yeah.
fella.
I know that's the funny thing, man. Some of these creeks, and I would imagine that's, everywhere. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, is it, probably everywhere. But it's always funny that, sometimes it's always those spots, though, that you're kind of nervous to go to or, for one reason or another, that always end up kind of being the best.
Yeah.
At least that's been my experience.
Dude, the funniest thing I think I've seen is from a guy that fishes the smaller creeks around Charlotte. I was in the Charlotte Orvis store hanging out, just shooting the shit with Manning Paul, who we saw the other night.
Yeah.
Dude, this dude walks in, goes up to one of the workers. He's like, dude, you're never going to believe this. I caught a smallmouth on the Little Sugar Creek Greenway. And he's like, had red eyes and everything. And I looked over at him. I was like, a smallmouth on the Little Sugar Creek Greenway? He was like, dude, yeah, it was 100% a smallmouth. I was like, damn, that's crazy. It's like, in my mind, I'm like, it's a rock bass, dude.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, I don't know what the hell a smallmouth would be doing in the Little Sugar Creek Greenway, but I was like, if it actually was a smallmouth, I was like, that's big time far away from home.
Yeah. So this is a question I kind of have, honestly, for the both of you guys. I know, Mike, you fish largemouth like I do, primarily. But what is the big? Why do people like smallmouths? Why are those so much more kind of sought after than largemouth bass? Are they harder to catch? Are they harder to find? Are they spookier? Or what's the kind of big deal around them? Just because I've never really fished for smallmouth bass.
In my opinion, a smallmouth bass is probably one of the hardest fighting fish in the bass species.
That's it.
And I'll tell you what, like a 2-pound smallmouth will fight like a freaking 5-6 pound largemouth any day of the week. But they rival the spotted bass probably for the hardest fighting fish. If you've ever gone out and spotted bass fish, dude, spotted bass fight just like smallmouth.
Yeah.
Just like drag, zzz,
Yep.
gone.
Yeah.
It's like it bites a popper fly and it just goes flying. And it takes flight out of the water like a damn tarpon. It's the craziest thing.
I gotta get on that.
They
I
got
haven't
them in
done it.
they got them in parts of the Catawba River up
Yeah,
towards Lake James.
yeah, I gotta check that out. I've heard. I'm not blown any spots because I've never even done it myself, and I'm talking about a body of water at large, but um, towards like the Belmont, North Carolina area, I've heard there's like there can be some boat ramps that are good. I've
Oh,
heard.
Wiley?
Uh, no, it'd be the Catawba
Is it
through
Catawba?
through
Huh.
like the Belmont section.
I got you. Dude, there are times I remember back. This had to have been about. I might be able to bring it up on my phone when it was, dude, but it was in the Lake Wiley Winter Trail back in like 2008, 2010, where they caught a smallmouth on Lake Wiley, like 100%, like not like literally 100% a smallmouth. Um, I'll try and find a picture of it, but dude, it was a big smallmouth too. They come all the way down through all the dams, um, and somehow end up in Wiley,
Uh,
which I'm surprised that you don't see more of them in the lakes around here after Hurricane Helene.
yeah, that's true. I haven't. I really don't have very much. I don't know if I've ever even fly fished on Lake Wiley. Um, have you?
Yeah, I used to fish Wiley all the damn time.
Well, yeah, I used to like use a spinning reel and stuff, just kind of like
Yeah. Here,
next to
let's see if I can find it.
the old T bones.
I loved T Bones. That place was so good, and dude, and then they shut it down and made it Papa Doc's. Dude, it got significantly worse.
Oh yeah, dude, You're actually talking to, believe it or not. You're talking to the number one busboy at the Bone, circa circa 2000, like 15 to circa 2000, like 13 to 14, or 14 to 15, somewhere in there.
Dude, I used to fish Wiley and go to T Bones all the time. In college, dude, I used to go in there with my fake ID and they wouldn't blink an eye at it.
Oh yeah, they take they they take any and all business back at the Bone.
Dude, the bone was the shit, dude. I miss the bone so much.
That
Dude,
place
like,
was crustier than hell. But it was
oh
the best.
yeah.
You couldn't be at a better place.
Dude, I used to have to go there for my birthday dinner every single year. And like my whole family would be like, dude, this entire porch is gonna cave in.
Oh yeah, at
Or
any
like it's gonna
moment,
cave in.
and your meal's not going to be comped if it does.
Yeah, it won't.
So make sure they have your card at the bar
Yeah.
before the caving into the deck, because you're kind of on your own at that point.
Oh.
But yeah, no, in high school I used to fish around that area a good bit, just because we never. Some of my buddies would have boats and stuff, but they were like ski boats, and then we would just go hang out on them. We never really fished off a boat.
Yeah, that's a beer drinking boat.
Yep.
Yeah, so we would just kind of fish around like the different, like there was a marina right next door, and then T-Bone's parking lot was kind of right there on the water that we would fish a lot.
The one right across from T Bones.
No, the one that's right next to it.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, Lake Wiley Marine.
Yeah.
Yep. But what's the coolest company you guys have worked with so far from like a logo design standpoint and all that?
It's hard to say. I'll be honest with you. Um, when you like are drawing and like designing shit, you expect to draw stuff for people. But I would say honestly, the coolest experience is this. Never
Yeah.
once in my life would I thought I'd be on any kind of podcast. I'm just an idiot
Yeah.
from
Oh, hell
Pittsburgh.
yeah.
Nobody cares about what I say, really, except for Cam or me. So I think this is probably actually the coolest collaboration as a whole.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm
for
honored.
sure.
I'm honored.
No, this is a lot of fun too. I mean,
Dude, it's a blast.
we've never done anything like this, and this kind of just feels like because Mike and I will FaceTime each other quite a bit, as we're working on a new design, or I mean, we talk all the time just to cut the shit up, but um, it's so cool to kind of have it like recorded and talk to you, and like for it really just feels like we're just bullshitting, which is so cool.
That's what I do. I love that.
Yeah.
Because we're professional bullshitters. I mean, oh my god.
Dude,
we used to growing up, we would call each other on our fucking phone
Landline.
house landline and talk for, I mean, for hours and hours and hours. And then we'd play video games together, but we'd just keep the landline on, but playing video games together. And then like we'd like somehow the connection would fuck up, and like I'd hang up on him or he'd hang up on me. And so back in the day, the way that those phones would work is that it would if you did something weird, it would automatically call the phone like that was hung up on, to like reconnect it. I don't know if that
yeah.
makes sense. So it'd be like 2 o'clock in the morning. My house phone would be ringing because I fucked up something on the buttons on my side. Wakes my parents up. They bust in the room. I'd be acting like I was sleeping. And then I'd like somehow have to wait like 20 minutes and then like get the landline again and like call them up around like wait 20 minutes. Call them up and be like, all right, do you ready to jump back on Grand Theft Auto?
Dude, it's like Xbox Live before Xbox Live was a thing.
It's straight up. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah, that's what this feels like. So that's why I mean, I think the whole podcast thing, I think this is awesome, man. I think,
Dude, it's so much fun.
It's awesome.
Dude, like, I legit started this like to keep myself from like talking my girlfriend's ear off about fly fishing. Dude, like I legit like that's why I started it. It's like, you know what? I gotta shoot the shit with dudes that like understand it, have a passion for the shit, and like not piss off my girlfriend at the same time.
Yep.
So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start a podcast, and I did it for like a couple weeks. Taught like ended up doing like a couple solo episodes. And then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start just reaching out to random ass people to talk fly fishing with them.
Hell yeah.
And I've actually just stayed with it. I was like, fuck it, man. I was like, I'm just gonna keep doing it.
It's dope,
No,
dude.
it's awesome. Yeah, I've listened to quite a few of your episodes, man. I think they're great.
Dude,
Because
there's some funny ones.
Everybody's looking for something, for some sort of entertainment. You know what I mean? Like I was telling you earlier, I work from home, and there's always a podcast on somewhere in my house, just because I can't stand to be by myself all day. So there's always some loop of some form of talk show. So no, I think this is like the best. This is the coolest thing ever, really.
Dude, yeah, it's fun. Dude, it's fun and it like keeps me busy, like shooting out outlines and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And dude, it's a ton of fun. I just like doing it. I got some dude. Some of them are funny, dude. And it's like, have you listened to the one with the the guy from New Mexico yet?
No, not yet.
Dude, that one's funny. That dude is his name's James, dude. He's a trip. He is so funny.
Hell yeah.
In that episode, dude, we got on like a tangent about music. And like at the end of the podcast, I ask everybody 5 songs each. They go on to the playlist that I've been making from all the 5 songs that people give me.
Hell yeah.
So I'm sitting there, I'm like, fly fishing God, he's probably gonna throw out like a country song. He goes, "First Day Out" by T Grizzly.
Ooh.
And I was like, dude, that song is fire, but I did not expect that at all. I did not expect "First Day Out" by T Grizzly.
That's a solid one. That'll get you hyped up.
Fire.
That is a solid one. That is a solid one. I was like, damn, dude. I was like, that is a good one. I threw it on the playlist. I now listen to "First Day Out." Like, first thing when I wake up and I'm going up to the mountains.
Hell yeah.
But, dude, a lot of people think you have to go up to the mountains to fly fish here in Charlotte. That's not really the case. What's a good beginner creek to start fishing in Charlotte? You don't have to out one of your like honey holes, but like a good like beginner one.
Yeah, no, for sure. I don't really think you can go wrong. So believe it or not, in the city limits of Charlotte, there's 3,000 miles of creek. In the zip code of Charlotte. There's 3,000 miles of creek in the area to explore, and they all have fish in them. They all do. I've been to every one. They all have fish. So I don't. When you talk about your question, being a beginner in it, I think being a beginner, I think Charlotte also has a lot of ponds, and
Yeah.
at the ponds, you have a lot more space, and when you're first getting into fly fishing, the cast is the big thing, right?
Oh yeah.
So I think if you're a beginner, I think you can't go wrong with any of the parks. Um, Park Road Park, Freedom Park, I think are excellent. You just have to watch out for people walking behind you in your back cast so you don't hook a young lady or an old man ready to throw you in the pond. Um, so yeah, um, I think ponds are great places to start as far as like learning your cast and kind of learning the rhythm of that kind of stuff. And then honestly, like I said, I don't think you can really go wrong with any of the creeks. There's tons. And like I said, there's 3,000 miles of them.
Oh yeah.
Everybody has Google Maps on their phone, and I know we spent kind of a little bit of time talking in the beginning of the podcast about fish brand and burning spots and stuff. But I'll tell you what, it's not the hardest thing to pull up your map and figure it out yourself.
Oh yeah.
The hardest part, honestly, is where do I park my fucking car?
Yeah.
That's the hardest part.
Dude.
So if you can figure out that, I don't think you're going to go wrong at any creek or any pond. In fact, I can count on one hand, uh, using maybe two fingers, the bodies of water in Charlotte that don't have fish in them. Now, are you going to catch your personal best? No. At every one? No, not at all. But I mean, there's bass and there's other fish in there that will definitely surprise you. In all of them, and they're all pretty. You know, I think, some of the creeks in Charlotte are littered with trash.
Oh yeah.
I mean, and so in my opinion, man, a creek might not be good unless you get hit in the head with a 7-Eleven Big Gulp from a trucker driving by. I mean, if I were to, don't be. I guess my advice would be to honestly don't be discouraged to fish a creek that has some leftover Chinese food floating down in it or something like that, because they're all. You just go home and take a shower, but all the creeks have fish, and they're all worth exploring. And you might only explore a quarter mile of a creek in one section of the neighborhood, but you'll explore another quarter of a mile of creek 10 minutes down the road, and it'll look like you're in fucking Montana. I mean that's been my experience with all these creeks. They all have their shit sections. They all have their sections next to the highway with trash in them. And I've seen fish in just about every section of them. I haven't explored all 3,000 miles. That's my goal.
That'd be pretty sweet.
That is my goal. But I really haven't found any section of any creek that is total shit. I mean, I recommend just getting in and walking around. Don't be scared to get in and walk around. Look out for the shit. There's always crackheads. There's always crackheads and snakes. So,
Dude, yeah, that's Charlotte. The crackheads and snakes.
yeah.
Mike, you coming to Charlotte this summer again?
I probably should.
You should.
I'll bring
Let's
the
do
rod.
it.
I'll bring the rig, man.
Dude, I got that shit. I'd have enough rods if you don't even want to bring your yours. If you just do that, we should do that. Literally, just go out. I was talking to Cam, dude. We should just film a video,
Hell yeah,
just a full creek fishing video, all in Charlotte.
I'm in.
Um,
But the only thing is, you got to if we do that, then you guys got to come up for trout next season, up to
I'm
Pittsburgh.
good with that. I'm good with that.
We have where I'm at. We can go hit natural trout streams. I mean, we can go hit stock trout streams, whatever you guys want to do. We can take a hour and a half drive up and hit steelhead.
Oh, dude, let's do it.
Hey,
I'm down.
I got it. Whenever you guys want, man.
Let's do it, Cam.
Ryan, what we should do is take the Amtrak up to Pittsburgh.
Oh shit.
That would be sick.
We'll
That
drink
would
on
be badass.
We'll drink on that train ride straight up.
All right, if
We'll
you
get
guys
out.
do that, I'll fly down. We'll all ride the fucking train up.
All right, there we
Dude,
go.
yeah. Just get housed on the damn Amtrak train. Dude, I had a buddy, the guy who I'm going to meet tonight for dinner, had a phase where that dude would ride the Amtrak train just wherever. You get on it, get a ticket, and just start riding it. He ended up in Virginia one time and just like hung out there. He'd go up to DC one weekend. He had like a phase where the dude was just obsessed with the Amtrak train.
Hey man, getting
I was like, fuck
Amtrak'd
it.
up, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
that's a goal of mine. I've really wanted to check it out because I know that we obviously have hubs here in Charlotte to take them, and they go everywhere. They're honestly sometimes. I think the biggest. I would travel by train more, but from what I've found, and maybe I'm looking in the wrong areas, but sometimes they can be just as expensive as plane tickets.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I saw that last summer.
And it's like
Me and my buddy were gonna ride the Amtrak down to New Orleans, and it was expensive as shit. I'm like, damn,
And
dude.
it's like you can take a hour and a half flight down there, or you can get there in 2 days with the fucking Amtrak or
Yeah.
however. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
you're paying
It's a
just as
straight
much.
line. When I drive going half as fast as the fucking train, and I'm going wiggly wobbly up the damn mountain to go see Mike in Pittsburgh, I'm there in like 7 hours compared to the 2-day train ride. It makes zero sense. But anyways, you know me, I can't complain.
Never, dude. It would be pretty fun just to walk on the Amtrak with like all your fly fishing stuff and a case of beer.
And just see what happens.
Yeah, just see where you end up. See where you end up.
There's quite a bit of good fishing. Honestly, like the two of us are at like the bottom and the top, I feel like. Because there's excellent fishing from literally Pittsburgh to Charlotte. That
Oh,
whole
yeah.
little
Yeah.
stretch
West
through
Virginia.
West Virginia and Virginia is. I'd love to explore that.
You know what we gotta do is meet up at the New River
Where's that at?
in Virginia
Okay.
I've heard of it.
and do like a smallmouth trip and do all that, dude. That'd be pretty sweet.
That'd be
That'd
sick.
be fun.
Just hang out, dude. I have some buddies that do that, and they love it, dude. It's so, dude. Apparently, it's awesome. But
Yeah, I'd love to go up there and explore. I've honestly
Dude.
just been. I feel like Mike and I, only being maybe like 3 to 4 years into fly fishing. Honestly, kind of. I mean, I don't want to speak for you, Mike, but I kind of feel like we can both feel like we're just cutting our teeth. Honestly,
Yeah.
us being big bass guys and just kind of fishing local waters with funky rods.
Yeah.
I'd love to get out there and explore more.
dude, I swear,
Everything and anything, really.
I've been trying to get like late July, or like early August, go up and do like a camping trip
Oh yeah.
in the mountains or like up by the Smokies
That'd
and
be
just
sick.
hit all that wild water up there. Try and catch some wild brookies, wild rainbows, and shit like that. I
Yep.
think that'd be fun as fuck.
That'd be dope.
That'd be super fun.
I'm
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
I'm fortunate where I'm at in Pittsburgh. Again, like opening days tomorrow. Stock trout on the streams, like I could walk to if I wanted to. But I mean, smallmouth, largemouth, hell, walleye, you name it. Like whatever you want to try to catch in Pittsburgh, you can catch.
Oh yeah.
Which, fortunately, I'm in a pretty good position there. But so come up, man, both you guys.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. I'm down. Is Aaron Rodgers going to be your next quarterback in Pittsburgh?
I don't know,
Oh, I
man.
fucking hope not. Come
I don't
on.
know.
Is that actually talk?
Dude, I heard Orlovsky talking about it today.
It is talk. I don't know what's gonna happen. The Steelers, they've been shit. I hope there's nobody from Pittsburgh listening to this, but they've been pissing me off for a few years. So
Hey, at
we're
least
in and
George
out.
Pickens is good.
Yeah.
George Pickens is good. You just got to keep that man from pulling a gun out of his socks and shooting somebody on the field.
He might. He gets
Dude,
wild.
exactly.
He actually crashes out on the field, and I love it.
Oh, I love it, dude. So, dude, It's nuts. And now you got him and DK Metcalf, dude.
Yep.
Imagine that wide receiver room. You're going to have a therapist in there
Straight up.
every Monday morning.
Speaking of the Steelers, though, you guys have one of the Steelers' greatest down in Charlotte now. Old Tommy Gun, Tommy Maddox. He's like a car salesman down there, I think.
Dude, probably.
I think he
Dude,
is.
I feel like
Or
legit everybody.
Jeff Reed. That's what I'm thinking
He
of.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, he is. My dude, I swear everybody that goes to the Panthers ends up in like banking or private equity.
Yeah.
They're like, you know what? I'm done playing football. I'm gonna go start a private equity firm. Where he's like, I'll be an insurance salesman.
You know who's a big fly fisherman? Is Luke
Kuechly.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. When I worked at Cabela's down in Fort Mill, him and Ron Rivera used to come in all the time, and Kuechly was always buying fly fishing shit.
No
always.
Shit. That's cool.
Yeah,
That's
always,
really cool.
dude. He's the man.
He seems like a really nice guy.
He is. There's another one too. That's a big fly fisherman to play for the Panthers. I forget who it was. It'll come to me later, like that Rod I was telling you about the other night. It'll come to me. But let's check out this video about this dude, this charter captain.
You gotta pull it up.
Can I use the restroom real quick before we?
Yeah, I'm gonna screen record it. I'm gonna get the screen share. Hold on, share the screen. Let's see.
All right, I'm back.
Let me know if you can hear it whenever I do it.
Okay.
I hope we can.
This is the most viral.
Oh, dude, no.
All right, folks, this is the most viral fishing video that I have seen in a long time. Ever. If you're
dude, that's what I'm saying. It's
fishing,
this.
You probably
hold
saw
on.
This video when it
I'm gonna find the full video.
Today is a confrontation between a man.
You got clickbaited,
I hope this is it. Yeah, I did get clickbaited. It's like when we used to get Rick rolled when we were like 14 years old. You'd see some sick ass video,
version.
and then you'd see the dopest video, and you're like, oh, dude, this is gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
This should be it
like,
right here.
Click here for some boobies. And you click.
Yup.
on the family computer, and you're just like, damn.
On the family computer, and then you end up with like 10 viruses, and your mom's like, what's going on here?
What is it?
Here it is.
I have no idea, Mom. I have no idea.
Son, why were you looking up naked boobies on Google? I remember that happened to my buddy. That happened to my buddy on the family computer. His mom went to the search history, and he was looking up naked boobies. That's all he was looking up, and he got ground.
Hell yeah.
See, I was lucky enough.
Yeah,
to have
dude,
an older brother,
wild.
So it was always. Mom, it's not me. I mean, gosh.
Let's see. All right, this is it.
Do you know where this is?
Oh, here we go. Punta Gorda.
Me too, bro. I'm out here all the time, bro. I'm 300 days a year on the motherfucking wall. All right, bro. I'm the best charter captain you'll ever meet in your motherfucking life. All right, bro. Chill, bro. Chill, bro.
He gets on his boat.
Yeah.
Okay, please, bro. Please, bro. Please, bro. Bro, I'm a kid, bro. Please, bro. Please, bro. Please, bro. Bro, I'm a kid, bro. Please. Oh, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry, bro.
You're gonna cuss me the fuck.
All right, bro. No, bro. Please, bro. Please, bro. Okay. Please. I'm sorry, bro. That was not me, bro.
Yes, it was.
I know I was here, but my buddy was on the boat. Yes, sir. I'm a kid, bro. Please, bro.
And then that's it.
Yes,
Dude,
sir.
it was a lot longer.
Yes,
There was a
sir.
lot longer of a version. Let's see how to...
What's he say in like the first couple seconds? I'm on the water 300 days a year.
Yeah, he's like, I'm the best motherfucking charter captain. I'm 300 days a year.
Cam, that's the next poster.
Yeah, dude. You should see, dude. Like Bahio posted something about him today. Dude, like qualified captain outed him, dude. All these companies, dude. I've seen like fake boat, dude. Oh, I've seen fake boat listing postings, dude. Pathfinder posted about him because he was in a Pathfinder.
Damn.
And dude, like people are literally on Facebook Marketplace be like Pathfinder 2500, high hours. He's like just decided to quit fishing.
300 days a year spent on it each year.
Yeah, dude. And now, dude, yeah, it's dude, but he had to take down his business page. He had to take everything down, dude. People were harassing his wife. People were harassing his kids. Dude, like absolutely wild shit. And like, dude, they released a statement from his lawyer today, and it essentially was like, we know what he did was wrong, and he's like, please quit harassing my friend and my client's wife and kids. It's like, dude, it's like, you know what? Play stupid games, win stupid prizes, bro.
That's
Like,
100%.
yeah. And it's like, come on, man. 300 days a year.
Oh, dude.
That guy's definitely a huge douche.
Yeah.
I
don't know, man. He seems like a pretty nice guy.
He seems solid.
I'm not
Yeah,
saying
dude.
otherwise.
He seems like he's a very cool-tempered guy.
That dude's chill as a cucumber.
But
yeah.
hey, what we don't know, boys, what we don't know is what were him and his friends saying to him on that boat before the video started talking.
Before the crash
That's
out?
true.
Like, hey guys, yeah, come, acting like Borat. Like, you'll never get this. you never know what they were saying before.
Exactly.
Like, fuck these kids. I'm gonna go pull up on them. Now, as an adult, you shouldn't do that. You should just laugh and be like, all right, kids should be kids. But I mean, hey, you never know the full story.
Yeah, that's my thing too.
But I'm honestly, the guy's probably a huge douche, and the kid's probably completely right.
Yeah, I mean, but it's like when I saw it, I was like, I don't think we're getting the full story.
Yeah.
But
the
thing is, we're probably not getting the whole story. But that dude made a complete ass of himself, and we don't even the whole true story is not even going to matter anymore. He was the one that got caught on camera.
And it doesn't matter anyways, dude. Yeah. Like, I don't give a shit what you say to me. I'm never boarding your fucking boat. Like, get a grip.
Yeah, dude.
I don't need an apology from a 16-year-old that bad.
Yeah, exactly.
Apologize.
Dude, right? And it's like, dude, imagine that 16-year-old. That dude boards his boat.
Yeah.
Swiss cheese.
Yeah,
dude,
straight up.
That dude's going from 300 days a year on the water, being like
just sleeping with the fish, bro.
Yeah, dude, sleeping down there with Osama bin Laden.
Yeah. Little does he know, he didn't hop on the what was the boat's name? The Pantera or?
Oh, dude, what was that thing called? The submarine?
Yeah, little does he's hopping on the submarine Scat Pack.
Yeah, dude.
That guy's fucked.
Dude, yeah.
The Pantera?
Oh, man.
What was that thing called? It's a metal band or something.
Yeah, that is a metal band. What was that submarine called? I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah,
now.
Look it up. Jamie.
What do I even look up? Submarine that blew up underwater.
Yeah.
Jamie, pull it up.
Yeah, get Jamie on there.
The submersible Titan. Yeah, that's what it was called. The submersible Titan.
You're just like 2 letters off, Cam. Pantera.
Yeah, I mean, if you mix them up, you could spell it.
Yeah.
You could get
Santeria.
Holy shit.
Dude, yeah. Oh, man. Imagine that. That dude just rolls up on you. That dude definitely, you look at his face. Hold on. This dude, I mean.
Can we roll it back?
Dude, it has to be. Oh, dude, these mug shots are out now.
Hell yeah.
What was he arrested for, though? All he did was talk.
Dude, he was arrested for like there's a bunch of his mug shots. Oh my god.
I could
Listen
see
to
a lot
this,
of
dude.
saltwater captains having a few.
Dude, violation of probation.
Hmm?
He violated his probation.
That's easy to do now. Let's give him some credit.
Here, dude, look at this. Some of the memes are actually pretty funny. I won't even lie. I won't lie. Oh shoot! Can I get a cease and assist if I? Yeah, this could.
Yeah,
this
you
could be
probably
bad
can.
if-
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might have to edit.
Yeah, we're gonna edit that out.
Fuck him.
Oh, dude, I was sitting there. I was like, that might be illegal.
Yeah.
Here, this was pretty funny though. This was pretty funny. I saw this on Facebook. Dude, have you ever seen that movie?
I don't see. Oh.
The one with Tom Hanks and he gets taken over by the
Look at
by
me.
the
Somalis?
yeah, I'm the captain. Yeah, he gets taken
Yeah.
over by the Somali pirates.
Yeah.
That was pretty funny.
Whenever Cam brought up Pantera, that's actually where my mind was going. The Captain Phillips incident. But
Yeah, dude, that
equally.
yeah, dude. But all right, we're gonna do the Trout tunes, the 5 songs each. For the playlist, I'll put them on, and then I got 5 songs too. I actually forgot to do mine on Tuesday, so I got 10 songs today that I'll throw out there.
All right, give your first 5 from prior.
Let's see what we got.
Yeah, can you let us know who the last person said?
No, it's his.
Oh wait, your last 5 were okay.
Yeah, let's see. I had Homesick, Noah Khan.
That's a good.
Dirty Water, Ramblin' Man by the Allman Brothers, Blackwater by the Doobie Brothers.
Nice.
And then Steam Powered Aeroplane by Green Sky Bluegrass.
Dude, Blackwater is. I fucking love that song. But do you remember what's the scary movie where Mark Wahlberg is singing, "Oh Blackwater, keep on rolling"? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it's
I know a movie.
It's a movie where it's like the fungus or the pollen's in the air and it's making people kill themselves.
Yeah, and it's right at the scene before they start up the lawnmower, and they start zombies start firing up the lawnmower and running themselves over.
You're getting scenes mixed up, but yeah.
No, this is taking an odd turn. But remember, Mark Wahlberg is knocking on the door of said cabin or something. Yeah, in the zombie movie. And he starts singing Blackwater to show the person on the other side of the door that they are not zombies yet.
It's the happening.
It's the happening.
Yep, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Usually I'm way quicker with my Mark Wahlberg movies.
Yeah.
Oh man. If it's not Wedding Crashers, I couldn't tell you what movie it is, honestly.
That's a great movie.
That's the only motion picture.
Meatloaf.
Meatloaf. What a loser.
Good. More for
Good.
me and you.
More for me and you.
I'm glad you have an appreciation.
Oh,
of
dude.
that movie.
I fucking love Owen Wilson and Vince Vaughn.
Fun fact, that sailboat in that movie, I've been on that sailboat twice in my life.
Oh shit.
If you ever want to go, it's they do like sailboat races in Annapolis, Maryland.
Oh shit.
Yep.
I used to go to Annapolis for lacrosse tournaments.
Dude, Annapolis is lit.
Dude, Annapolis is sick.
Yeah.
I've heard it's
fun.
like such a pretty town, honestly, like this gorgeous city.
It's dope.
Because that's where the Naval Academy is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Crab cakes and football.
That's what Maryland
That's what Maryland does.
Dude, what is if that's what Maryland does? What does Charlotte do? Fucking
Oh,
catfish
beer
beer and catfish meatballs.
and I guess, dude. Fuck.
Radioactive catfish meatballs.
Beer and oh man, what? Beer and dumping shit in Lake Wiley. But yeah, beer and dumping shit in the South Fork River.
That about wraps it up.
Yeah. Beer and Duke Energy spilling waste into every lake in the area.
Yeah, shout out to Duke.
Yeah, shout out Duke Energy, right?
Shout out Duke Energy, man.
Yeah.
Give me a job.
All right, what do we got for the songs?
Go ahead,
Yeah, what
Cam.
do we got? All right, let me have a little phone assist. So I like a good wider spectrum of music.
I do too.
So I'll give you 5 good ones, but I'll probably end up giving you more. If that's okay.
Hey, that's fine.
If
Jesus.
that's all right.
Yeah, that's good with me.
I'll try to keep it quick though. All right. Well, first and foremost, "Shotgun Willie" by Willie Nelson. I think it's one of my favorite songs.
Like it.
Yeah, "Shotgun Willie's" a classic. On the opposite side of the spectrum, a little "Tops Drop" by Fat Pat. I like to keep it. I like to, sometimes when I'm fishing, my mood changes.
Same.
Drastically. So if I'm going to listen to music, I need that music to catch up with me. With my ADHD mind, I need my music to match it. So I like to switch it up a little bit.
I fuck with that.
That's 2. "Somewhere Tropical" by Sunroom. I like Sunroom a lot.
I don't even know what that is, buddy.
That's a whole nother spectrum. That's on the spectrum of music, is what I was trying to say.
Yo, new Love on the Spectrum season out, and it's absolutely fucking electric.
"Riding in the Rodeo" by Vince Gill. I think it's a classic. What's that? That's probably 4 now.
Yep.
And I would say lastly, "Stop and Stare" by Treaty Oak Revival. That's a classic.
Well,
That is a great song.
That's a good one.
Anything by the Talking Heads also.
Shit, they don't have
I love
Riding in the Rodeo on here, I don't think. Let's see. No, fuck.
Fun fact, the shirts, I'll be putting them up on the store once I get back to Pittsburgh. Those are actually kind of loosely based off of No Vacancy, Treaty Oak.
Oh, hell yeah.
So,
Well, you said Stop and Stare, Treaty Oak. They don't have Riding in the Rodeo. All right, but wear your ears. I'm about to sneeze. False alarm.
False
All right,
alarm.
we're good. Oh, yep, false alarm. All right. There's that. I couldn't get Riding in the Rodeo.
You could replace that, Cameron?
"Riding in the Rodeo"?
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't on Spotify.
Yeah, I can replace it. Let's see. "This Must Be the Place" by the Talking Heads.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
I love the Talking Heads.
I do
I
too.
also love. I didn't put any songs from Paul Simon, but I'm the biggest Paul Simon fan.
Dude, you can call me Al.
Dude, I love every and all Paul Simon, and he unfortunately does not tour. In fact, most of the people that I called out on that playlist don't really tour.
In and Out by Ludlow.
There we go.
Amir Oricon.
All right. Ready?
Yes, sir.
So I'll start with honestly probably anything by Flatland Cavalry, but
I love Flatland Cavalry.
I'll do Stomping Grounds by Flatland, and then Pay No Rent, Turnpike Troubadours.
I like that one too. I think that one's already on there.
Ooh, shit.
Yeah.
Ooh.
All right, I'll come back. Zach Bryan, he's been firing me up lately.
Yeah.
Revival.
see. That's a good one. I got to see him at Auburn Rodeo.
Oh, that's lit.
I bet that was
Dude,
cool.
yeah, it was freaking awesome.
That's dope.
Yeah,
We'll do Troubadour, George Strait.
hell yeah. All
For the
right, Revival. Got
Okay.
it. Let's see. All right, we're gonna do that one, and then Troubadour. You said that's
Yes,
a
sir.
great song.
Classic.
Hell yeah.
For the
I'll
days
send you.
when I get
I'll send you
go
guys
ahead.
this playlist.
For
I'll
sure.
send you guys this playlist, dude. It's fucking sick.
Yeah, please do.
I
For
will. I'll put it on the story.
For the days when I get skunked, 2 Dozen Roses,
Oh yeah,
Shenandoah.
that's a classic too.
What's that for?
Yes, sir.
Honestly, we'll do Flatland by the Panhandlers.
I love the Panhandlers.
Yeah, dude. Flatland came up to Pittsburgh last fall. I got to meet Plato after the show and shit. I gave him one of our bandanas. Was pretty dope, man. It fired me up.
That's sick as hell,
Yeah. I was
dude.
I was getting all
Fuck.
boozed up. Ooh, it's a good song.
That was the Panhandler.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Hell yeah. All right. Hell yeah. Yeah, dude. They're awesome. So did you get to see Colby Acuff open up for them?
No.
Dude, so he's a fly fishing guy. He was a fly fishing guide up at Coeur d'Alene River.
No shit.
My little sister sent me a bunch of his songs because he opened up for them in Athens. And she was like,
Okay.
"You're gonna like this guy's music," and sent me him.
That's
He's a
dope.
fucking man.
Yeah, that's sick.
But hell yeah. Let's see. I'll give you guys my 5 for this week or for
Yep.
today. Let's see. I had Union Pacific by Trout Steak Revival. Make Some Noise by the Beastie Boys.
Okay.
There you go.
Up Around the Bend, Creedence Clearwater Revival.
Ooh.
Jersey Giant, Evan Horner. And then Dust in a Baggie, Billy Strings.
Come on.
Billy Strings
Oh,
is
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Billy Strings
I
is
love
really
Billy
good.
Strings, dude.
I saw him live at let's see, I have the poster. What's it called? The Outlaw Country Music Festival.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude. That's coming up.
Yeah, that's pretty
Again.
good. That's when I saw Billy Strings and he ripped. He was good.
Dude, I saw him at the concert for Carolinas.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Dude,
You
it
went
was-
to that?
Yeah, dude, it was freaking awesome.
That's
I
dope.
heard that was awesome.
Dude, it was badass.
I saw
Love
John Fogerty at Outlaw Music Fest last year. That
I bet
dude
that was a good one.
fucking killed it. It was like nasty weather. It was like twisted. We were in the suck zone. They had to cancel the show like 3 or 4 times, seek shelter. He came out like 2 or 3 times after they pulled him off, and he was incredible.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
Dude, freaking awesome.
Have you
But
listened to any John Fogerty's like solo albums and stuff? They're even better.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
They're incredible.
Center Field, great song.
Centerfield.
Mike, has anybody told you you look like Cody Bellinger from
No,
the New York Yankees?
no one's ever told me that.
Hey, Mike, who else do you think you look?
I don't think I look like anybody, but Cam tells me sometimes, depending upon what I'm wearing, I look like fucking Luke Bryan. And he sends me pictures, like comparisons.
Oh my god.
I'd pull him up if it wasn't fucking embarrassing.
He does. That's not embarrassing, man. Luke Bryan's a nice guy.
He seems like a good guy.
Nice.
I just don't like
Dude,
his music.
I'll be honest, yeah. I think we're all comfortable in our sexuality. We can say we do have an all handsome Pro Bowl team, I believe.
Yeah.
Glenn Powell, one of them. Luke Bryan,
yeah.
another one.
Riley Green, he's up there for me, man. I want to shave
Yeah.
this shit and get the mussy. But
Dude, I think everybody would.
yeah.
Freaking Miles Teller, he's handsome ass dude.
Yeah.
But see, it's not gay to call other dudes handsome. You just got to be super comfortable in your sexuality.
Absolutely.
I don't think it happens enough, man.
I don't either, man.
I think it's about time us guys start hyping up each other a little
Yeah,
bit more.
Yeah, dude.
I think we could all use it.
we
I do
could.
too. I think it's good. I think it's good for the fellas.
It
I think
is.
it's good for the. I think it's good for the fellas. I think the fellas need a little upbringing, a little uplift.
It's a
I
fly
agree.
fishing fellas summer this year, I think.
Oh yeah.
That's what I
Yeah.
hear.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah.
think it's Caucasian fella fly fishing fella summer.
Come on.
we would I'll be fucking with that. But
Yeah.
I think that's all I got this week, boys.
Yeah, dude, it's been a real pleasure, man. Thanks for having us on,
No
man.
problem, dude.
Sorry I fucked up the first half of it with my Jersey
Nah, don't
Turnpike
worry.
Snooky was taking my Wi-Fi, I think, but
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
got that
man.
damn
Thank you.
JWoww Wi-Fi, bro.
Yeah.
Mike the
Fuck.
situation Wi-Fi.
Yeah, dude, he's rammed his head through the router.
Damn, Ronnie is actively cheating on Sammy in your router for the whole first half.
Yeah,
Half of
dude.
this.
They're trying to print that fucking anonymous letter, and that's what hemmed up the signal.
But I'm gonna wrap this up and then well, we're good to go, man. I'm just gonna stop this quick, let it all upload, and then I'm gonna wrap it up.
Big bet, man.
But dude, let's keep texting in that damn group chat. I'm gonna save all the numbers in it. We'll
Yeah,
get
for
something
sure.
put together for sure.
Yeah, we have to set something up, man. I'll make a point to come down to Charlotte this summer, and
Yeah,
then
dude.
we'll link up and we'll have to get some shit on the books for coming up north for you guys.
Hell yeah, dude. Film some shit, just drink a shitload of beer and fly fish in the creeks. Fly
That's
the
a
drone around.
that's a Big 10 for.
Hell
That's how
yeah.
we do it.
But
Sure.
all
Well,
right.
yeah, thanks so much for having us on, man. This has been the
No
most fun
problem,
ever.
dude. That was the Riverside Wranglers. Peace out, boys. I think we have to stay in here for a little bit. All right, that was Mike and Cam of the Riverside Wranglers. Shout out to them for coming on. What a fun episode. It's always cool just cutting up with some dudes. That was the first time I've had two people on at once. Had a little bit of trouble with the Wi-Fi there for a second, but it is what it is. Couple little housekeeping things. We got the first episode of the Western North Carolina Fly Shop Spotlight coming out tonight, so be on the lookout for that. This will be up here hopefully by 8 o'clock. And thank you guys for listening. And talk to y'all Tuesday. We got a fun episode planned for Tuesday.